Okay. I'm going to speak more on my story, whatever comes through. How many seconds can I let just go by? All right. I've been able to see since I can remember. I've had intuitive vision. I've had foresight. I used to be able to like make weird predictions about like random things. So like it's all intuition based. I remember, and then my intuition has saved me innumerable times. And I think that that's something that as soon as I realized that, then I started to listen to that. I don't know. It definitely got numbed out for sure at different times. And it's a different type of burden or role that you have to play here if you're given something like that. So it's like, yes, it's a gift, but I've also having a very caring heart has it's like they go hand in hand, I guess, maybe, or it has for me. So it's like I've also walked into a lot of situations where I've given too much of myself, and I've allowed myself to be taken advantage of, like my emotions, and been emotionally manipulated. And it's also that spirit, that stubborn spirit, because that's what's coming to me too about something with my son, is it's like we are both that way. And I've had questioned many times, like, am I acceptable as a parent am I going to be okay to be his parent? And that was the draw for me to be able to like do all this healing work. Cause it's like, I have this very, very protective side of me. So I know that in some ways, like, that's why I'm the parent to him. But then the other part of me is like, when I get pushed too far, I'm very aggressive, and I cry a lot now too, but like if I get pushed to that point, I mean, I'm like a lioness. It's like I can only take so much. And for a long time I tried to like lower my vibration so I wouldn't get reactive, and I don't do it all the time, but I'm just making the point, like I've tried lots of different things to both for healing myself and healing for my nervous system, for all the reasons, like for trauma and all that, like for multiple reasons, but like also to be less reactive and to be able to not get to that point of no return, to that point that I snap. And yet it still happens. It's like there's still tests that happen to me that push me at that point, like not being tired. Being tired is one of the big ones. And my child testing me, because I know that parenting isn't easy for anybody, but it's a different kind of hard with a child that's both stubborn and strong and special needs, because he's not ODD. He has had some of that behavior, but I'm looking back, I'm seeing now that, like, in many ways, and so in all the ways, God's been protecting us, the divine has been protecting us. And I hope that if nothing else, maybe that's the message that comes across for you, is that it's easy for us to forget that, because we have to just keep moving forward. We have to take things for granted sometimes. We have to just make do stupid stuff and like forget and be forgetful, or not be mindful sometimes. But we've already had chats about keeping the noise down, because that's one of the things that's been driving me crazy lately. But there's all this stuff that comes out about, like, with special needs rooms, and like the caretakers like losing it, because that's the thing, is it's like I think I'm giving myself grace about it now, because it's like it's not like a constant thing with this kid, and I'm just adapted because I'm his parent and I'm used to it. But then not having other stressors that before this like helped me to be able to just focus on us and our day to day, and like deal with when he did have behaviors or whatever was going on, to be able to be patient and hold that space. But then when I'm pushed to my limits with other stuff, it's like I can't handle it. I can't handle what's on my plate. And that's just the world that we live in. Like, people think that's the devil energy. It laughs at you. It thinks it's funny. It's funny when you get reactive. It's funny when you lose your mind. It's funny when you're pushed to the point of no return. And that's sick. It's fucking sick. So I'm speaking my mind on this, my heart on this, because I have to keep doing whatever I need to do for me and Teddy. And I know that a lot of times it's just me letting go of the expectations or the burdens or the mental whatever that I'm holding on to that I don't need to be. But there's just tests that have happened that have pushed me to that point when it's like, you can't just run away from your child. Like, y'all, I can't. He's much more independent in a lot of ways now, but it's like he has eloped from me in stores, and he can't go outside and play by himself because he'll do stuff like go up to people's doors and mess, like, it's being silly, but it's like, or he'll like ride his bike. He doesn't have the common sense about like cars. I think he somewhat understands, and a lot of us have learned those things the hard way, because cars is a hard concept to get, but like, so I guess I'm not afraid of, I struggle with it still sometimes. I don't like that I have this darkness. I don't like that I like the lioness part of me, because I know that that's part of my power, like playing the Queen of Swords and like not putting up with stuff and not tolerating certain things and standing up for myself. Like, those are things that are a part of it, are like a part I like and embrace that. But because I think that we all need that, everyone needs to be able to stand up for yourself. But the other side of that is that I have like a breaking point, and I don't know if it's something that can be healed in this lifetime or if it's going to be. And I've had to just come to terms with that, of like, there's only so much that I can take on day to day, especially with the unknown, with this journey and with my child. And so in a sense, I guess I'm fighting for our peace and our stability, because that's the one thing that keeps me going. Because that's where I've been lately, is I've been feeling like this intense claustrophobia of like, I need a break. I need time away from everything, and to heal whatever it is I need to heal, so that I can come back to more of that stability within, and that feeling of security. So I guess I'm just speaking this so that, you know, there's nothing wrong with standing up for yourself, and especially if it's something that you're guided to do. And having strong boundaries is necessary. And I do think that we can have those people in our life that we can like, but that's just something that's been reaffirmed to me as well with my child. It's like, as soon as I get lax, something happens and he pushes my limits, and that's how it goes. So it's like, and I don't know if it's boys or what, or because it's just me and he thinks he can get away with stuff. I don't know. But regardless, that's just been my life story. So, having boundaries is a way that we can respect each other's space. Like, it's one of the things that I'm trying to teach my child is that he's in control of him, I'm in control of me, and we need to respect each other's space and boundaries, because we have to coexist. And so I just think that that's a good way to be about with everybody. Because then you want to pour more into those people, because like, oh, okay, like this person's not going to try to sabotage me or betray me or get one over on me or take too much from me or bug me all the time or whatever, whatever it is. Then you've set that standard. And also that we all have a shadow, regardless of whether or not you accept it or face it or embrace it in this lifetime. And it is what it is. I mean, I'm not ashamed of it anymore. I know that God has still put me on this journey and to hold the amount of responsibility that I've had to do and to figure so much out on my own for a reason. And so I'll continue that journey. And I think that the sooner that we learn to love these parts of ourselves, the easier life will be, because also, like, I don't think we get away from people projecting or the spiritual warfare. I don't know that that just goes away, but I do think that we can clear out a lot of the karma and a lot of the lessons that we have to keep learning when we just say, hey, I'm a fucking lioness sometimes. Don't fucking push me to that point. Like, that's really what it feels like for me, is because it's like I have been stepped on so many times. I have overgiven so many times. I have walked into so many lions' dens. Like, you know, my mental health and peace and mind body is like the utmost importance to me, because I can't do like this work or be a parent to this child or be a decent person or happy or any of these things without protecting those things and without doing what I need to do to maintain it. So I hope this is helpful for somebody, because that's what's on me to speak about. And all these people say that your testimony will help others, and so I will give whatever I can of mine. I'm still planning on coming back to the tarot. You guys can book a reading with me. You can like or subscribe or send a donation or comment. I don't want any projections sent at me. I'm very serious about that. But any positive comment or something, if there's something that this has helped you in some way, I would love to hear feedback about it. I hope for a better future for everybody, and that we have more sustainable, prosperous lives, and we have those relationships that reflect that.